Time to call Pakistan a terrorist state, because if they won't hand out terrorists and give them back to us and treat them as respectable citizens in their country, we have no other option but to call them a terrorist state. That's the debate. Debate number 2 on the Newshour tonight. Joining us this evening, Saurabh Shukla, Editor-in-Chief, Newsmobile.in, Major General G.D. Bakshi, Editor, Indian Military Review, Colonel Narasimhan Singh, Author and Strategic Affairs Expert, G. Parthasarthy, former High Commissioner to Pakistan. And over from Pakistan, our guest this evening, Colonel Asad Mahmood, Senior Defence Analyst, Dr. Shabana, Fayyaz, Defence and Security Expert, and Lieutenant Colonel Shafqat Saeed, Defence Analyst, joining us from Islamabad. Lieutenant Colonel Shafqat Saeed, Maulana Masood Azhar and the Jaish-e-Mohammed are behind Nagrota, just like they are behind Pathankot. If you really are fighting terrorism, send him back. Allow Indian courts to bring him to justice. Then we'll talk.
Now, I think if you want to take him to the Indian court, you can't do that by discussing him like this or asking me. I'm a defense analyst. And I think all the terrorists must stand trial and they must be punished fairly. They must be made an example that nobody thinks of terrorism ever. And I think if you want to get Masood Azhar, this
you know the laws in Pakistan, sir. You know the laws in Pakistan. If an individual is responsible for perpetrating terror on foreign soil, then that person needs to be extradited and sent across to the country where he's perpetrated these crimes. So Masood Azhar and Jaish-e-Mohammed hand is direct involvement, because we've got notings and we've got proof today on Nagrota that they are part of this so-called Afzal Guru squad, which is part of the Jaish-e-Mohammed. And there is a direct link to Maulana Masood Azhar. So that's why I am saying, act as a responsible nation.
We can do this deal.
May I ask you, Lieutenant Colonel Shafqat Saeed, do you believe that if Pakistan seriously is fighting terrorism, it should first up say, here are these people, we don't need them in our soil. I'm saying, sir, why can't Pakistan start by saying, here are these people, we don't need them on our soil.
Must be brought to justice.
We don't need them on our soil. Do you believe that they should say,
I don't need them
people
anywhere.
like Dawood Ibrahim?
They must not be anywhere.
Yeah. Why can't you say right now today that you urge the government of Pakistan, the democratically elected civilian government of Pakistan, to send across and send out all these people who are vitiating the atmosphere in Pakistan and creating trouble in India? Why can't we say that, sir, today?
Why you are trying to extract sort of a confession from me? Don't do that. I gave you an analysis. I gave my analysis.
I told you that yes, all terrorists must be punished. Sir, you're a learned man. That's why I'm asking you, why can't the sane voices speak with sanity today?
I'm telling you.
Why can't we start from today?
That's why I'm telling you. Don't try to extract a statement like that from me.
Anand,
I told you that all terrorists
Why?
must
Because
be
you
punished.
can't give it or you don't want to give it? No, Lieutenant Colonel Shafqat Saeed, because you can't give it or because you don't want to give it?
You can't take him from me, you know. You need to talk to government of Pakistan to take him. You are not willing to talk to
we get the drift there. We get the drift there.
You have funny formulas.
Mr. Parthasarthy, Ambassador Parthasarthy, we get the drift. So what do we do now?
Now, no, let me tell me. I know I hold General Saeed as Colonel Saeed in high respect, but let me tell him something. In March 2004, Lieutenant General Javed Ashraf Qazi, whom he would have known during his service career, who was retired as Director General ISI and was then Railway Minister in Musharraf's cabinet. He issued a statement in the Senate of Pakistan. He was a member of the Senate, and he said the following: "We all must acknowledge that Jaish-e-Mohammed is a terrorist organization. It was involved in the attempt to assassinate President Musharraf and in the attack of the Indian Parliament. These are parliamentary records published in newspapers like the News International. So when a minister and a former DG of the ISI calls it a terrorist organization, accuses it of having attempted to assassinate Musharraf and undertake the parliament attack. Now, I'm sure General Shafqat Saeed recognizes that is a statement in Parliament by a very responsible minister and former DG of the ISI. So the fact of the matter is that the Pakistan military continues to use terrorist groups like the Lashkar-e-Taiba and the Jaish-e-Mohammed as instruments of state policy. And I just want to say we've reached a point now where the Indian response now is going to be very different from what it was in the past.
Colonel Asad Mahmood, the question is 13 days after the Pathankot attack, the Jaish-e-Mohammed chief released a tape warning India and Pakistan over acting against the Jaish-e-Mohammed. It is evident from the threat that has, this entire case that the Jaish-e-Mohammed continues to enjoy a free run in Pakistan. In fact, despite his involvement in Pathankot, in the parliament attacks and a series of other attacks, the same man in this tape, what did he say? He actually says there very clearly, lauding himself and saying, there's not a single case registered against me in any police station across Pakistan. For a man who should be charged, prosecuted for terrorism, this admission clearly shows that he's completely backed by the Pakistani state.
The former DG ISI says that the Jaish-e-Mohammed not only attacks India but also attempts to assassinate Musharraf. And I'm Colonel, I'm sure of my facts.
My question is to Colonel Asad Mahmood. Okay. Respond to that, Colonel Asad Mahmood. Yes, we can hear you.
I say can. Okay, can you hear me?
May I answer for him?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead,
Hello.
Colonel Asad Mahmood, go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I would like to say a few things. As far as Pakistan is concerned, Pakistan has no policy to have like terrorism as a state policy. Let it be very, very clear. Pakistan is the country who has suffered a lot at the hands of terrorism.
Then why do you support Masood Azhar?
No, please. No, please listen to me what I'm saying. If you go back few months back, I don't take to very far back. If you go even few months back, we were able to get hold of one of your Indian naval officers who was I say a state agent, who was a raw agent and who was running
Colonel Asad Mahmood. Colonel Asad Mahmood.
No,
do you want to talk?
Yeah.
Or do you want to engage in another war of words? Do you want to talk? Let's set the discourse for this debate very clearly.
I would simply say
do you want to talk or do you want to engage in a war of words? Because if you want to engage in a war of words, we can do that.
Okay.
Or if you want to talk, then answer the question.
Okay.
My question, sir, the question raised by the former ambassador to Pakistan, Colonel Asad, was straightforward. That when your former DG ISI makes a statement in parliament that the Jaish-e-Mohammed is a terror outfit, why are they being given a free hand in Pakistan if you don't back terrorism? Let's stick to that question and give me that answer, sir. You don't need to bring in Kulbhushan Yadav, etc. right now. We'll get to that, but first get to this answer.
Kulbhushan Yadav has to be brought.
You first answer this question when your former DG ISI says Jaish-e-Mohammed tried to assassinate Parvez Musharraf and also carried out the attacks on the Indian parliament. They are a terrorist outfit. Why is Masood Azhar a free man in Pakistan? Okay, as far as Masood Azhar is concerned and his outset is concerned, okay, he is no more existing and there is a complete ban on that organization.
Where is he not existing?
It is out of question.
He very much exists.
No, listen to me.
He carried out Pathankot.
Yeah.
He's carried out Nagrota. He's carried out Nagrota, and what does he say on tape? He says there's not a single police case against me across Pakistan. You're saying he does not exist? He has the full backing of the state.
I would simply say like this, instead that you should look within yourself how you are handling the affairs in your country.
See, that's the problem, Colonel Asad.
You start blaming
Colonel
Pakistan.
Asad, that's the problem.
No, this is
when
the
your bluff is called, you try to duck, dodge and
what are the problems going on in
India. And that's the point. That because till the time you continue to duck, dodge and evade, you have in your own parliament called an outfit a terror outfit, and you've called somebody and the Sargana of that is enjoying state protection. You stand exposed there, sir. How do we take you seriously when you say that you want to talk on terrorism and that you want to end terrorism? How do we take you seriously when you do that? Dawood Ibrahim is an Indian citizen. Why is he enjoying life in Clifton, Karachi over the last 30 years? Why is he doing that? Why have you allowed him there? Why are you tolerating a criminal on your soil? You as a Pakistani civilian, you should be enraged. You as a former man of uniform, you should be enraged that why am I treating somebody a criminal on my soil and why am I giving him protection? How come your blood is not boiling, sir?
I would.
Why?
No.
Major General G.D. Bakshi. Please think about my question. I'll come back to you in just a bit. Before we go to Shabana Fayyaz. Yes, Major General G.D. Bakshi. Because when we give you a chance to talk, you don't talk. You don't want to answer the right questions. We want to talk, sir, but you don't want to answer the right questions. You don't want to accept. You live in denial. How do we take you seriously?
You don't want to listen the right questions.
How do we take you seriously? Major General G.D. Bakshi. Now, is this what we have to tell them? That till they start accepting, we will not talk to them, sir. General Bakshi.
This is a state in complete and total denial. This is a state that lies through its teeth. It sheltered Osama bin Laden for 6 long years, 850 meters from the Pakistan Military Academy, Kakul, and lied through its teeth. It ripped the Americans of $31 billion and kept their most dangerous enemy as their state guest of the ISI in an ISI safe house constructed by the ISI. That is the kind of state we are dealing with. But I would like to ask you, Colonel, 29th of November, yesterday, was the day that General Rahil Sharif was supposed to retire and General Bajwa has assumed charge. This attack on Nagrota by the Jaish-e-Mohammed, what do you ascribe it to? General Rahil Sharif's parting shot or the opening salvo by General Bajwa? Whichever it is, Colonel, you are going to get it back and in your teeth. Let me assure you of that. I think with that surgical strike, you should have understood that it will not be one-way traffic across the line of control. General, don't grin. I'm not cracking a kind of a silly joke for you. I'm not here to crack jokes. And I'm just telling you, you got an idiotic grin on your face. I'm just telling you that you are inviting
That is not the way you should talk.
Trouble.
This is exactly what I wanted to tell you. That is not the way to carry out the debate. That is the problem with you people.
Come along. That's not the way you should behave.
I understand.
You first behave properly.
I understand how
like
to
a decent
reply.
state.
I understand how to keep you quiet. But I don't use those
how to
words
reply. We also understand very well. And you will start seeing those replies, Colonel.
Level of intellect. Yeah, that is the problem with you people.
Don't worry about my intellect, Colonel. You worry about your skin.
Yeah, this is, try to understand. This is what I wanted to tell you. Right? When there is a debate going on, when
you did not respond.
You are not
You did not respond to the questions raised about Jaish-e-Mohammed.
And I don't like any personal remarks like that. Because I don't feel like passing any kind of
the matter is
to any
that
of your
you
guests.
were grinning from ear to ear in a serious conversation.
The last question, then you were probably having some audio problems and you could hear my question.
In a very serious
but obviously
and
you
sober
can hear everything that General G.D. Bakshi is saying. You can hear everything that General G.D. Bakshi is saying. So let me repeat my question to you, Colonel Asad Mahmood. Colonel Asad Mahmood, this is not a personal comment against you, but this is a question about the state of Pakistan. Colonel Asad Mahmood.
I say, how come that gentleman says it was basically...
Colonel Asad
Mahmood, let's get back to the subject.
If I use the same words for him, it will be bad. He is elder to me. I don't use such words.
Colonel Asad Mahmood.
I don't use such words for my elder.
Colonel Asad Mahmood, let's get back to the point. The point is, and the question that I asked you, I almost thought that you were having audio problems, you couldn't hear me, but obviously you can hear everything that General G.D. Bakshi is saying, so please hear my question. My question is,
I'm listening you, ma'am.
Azhar Mahmood is a free man in your country. He sends a warning tape to India right after Pathankot, 13 days after it, and he says, there's not a single police case against me.
No, this is the problem that you don't listen. You don't understand the answer which I want to give. This man has been tried by the court and nothing has been proved against him. So if something is not proved against him, don't
Nothing
So why-
can ever be
He's going to
proved
why is the
against him,
United
Colonel,
Nations-
This is the
because
problem.
Why
he is
are
an ISI protege.
Why are
You have
13
problems,
countries
you have
backing
problems in your
India?
country.
Why are 13 countries backing India when we demand that Masood Azhar be labeled as an international terrorist? Why is the United States putting out a statement on him? Why is the United Nations looking to declare him as an international terrorist? If everybody, the Interpol has also said that.
I would.
Isn't that
suggest
evidence?
The people who are running your country, no, please, this is what I wanted to say. I would suggest the people who are running your country, instead pointing out fingers all the time towards Pakistan, look within yourself. What are you people doing? There are more than 22 separatist movements.
Look at
the moment going in
Balochistan.
India. You see what is happening? No, this is the problem.
Look at
You see what is happening
Balochistan,
in
Colonel.
Kashmir,
Colonel Asad,
Khalistan.
Look at
Colonel Asad
Gilgit
Mahmood, once again.
Baltistan,
Colonel Asad Mahmood, Major General G.D. Bakshi.
as far as
Major General G.D.
Balochistan
Bakshi,
is concerned,
today on this
India is
debate,
behind
Colonel Asad
Balochistan,
Mahmood,
nobody
Colonel Asad
else.
Mahmood, calm
Raw
down.
is working
Colonel Asad
behind-
Mahmood, calm
behind
down.
Balochistan.
Colonel
That
Asad
is the
Mahmood, when I
problem.
asked you straightforward questions, no, Colonel Asad Mahmood, you can shout as much as you want, you can make as much noise as you want. My question is, when your parliament, in your parliament, the Jaish-e-Mohammed was designated a terrorist outfit, what did you do about it? Why is an Indian citizen in Dawood Ibrahim enjoying himself in Pakistan? Why are you tolerating a criminal? Why are you tolerating a criminal? No, please wait. No, Colonel Asad Mahmood, I am asking you straightforward questions. Forget what your obsession with Kashmir is. Forget what you want politically with India as far as Kashmir, what your dialogue is. My question is on terrorism. If you are fighting a war against terrorism, if you believe terrorism is the bane of existence of humanity, why have you tolerated a criminal like Dawood Ibrahim on your soil for the last 30 years? Because you are Pakistan. Why are elements like Dawood Ibrahim allowed on your soil? Please be honest on this. Second question.
Friend,
if you have the Jaish-e-Mohammed deemed a terrorist outfit and somebody that tries to assassinate the former president of your country, why is Masood Azhar a free man on your soil? If your courts cannot bring him to justice, please hand him over to us. We've got enough and more to hang him to death. That's what we can do. Now, please calm down. I'm going to go across to our other panelists.
Not at all.
We've not had Shabana Fayyaz also speak. Before I go across to our Saurabh Shukla. Saurabh Shukla, you see, this is what?
Yeah.
When you want to have a sane, straightforward discussion and you ask them straight questions which puts them into a corner, then they try all sorts of histrionics to duck, dodge and evade. But my question straightforward, Saurabh Shukla, is which nation will tolerate terrorists on its soil? And if there is a nation that is tolerating terrorists on its soil, and if the civilian government and the people can't do anything about it, then it clearly points to the hand of the establishment. Saurabh Shukla.
Absolutely. They're running a supermarket of terrorism. Why is that every terror attack across the globe has a Pakistan connection? Can any Pakistani panelist deny that? They have turned their country into a virtual supermarket. They are running a whole terrorist campaign against India. Be it a terror attack in the United States, Pakistanis are involved. Their young people today want to shun away the Pakistani passports. They have created this Frankenstein which is creating terrorism all across the globe. And all these terrorists are state guests there. They are being kept at the expense of Pakistani taxpayers' money. In fact, their people, you should be asking your government and army and ISI if you have the courage to do so. But the problem is, it's duplicity. You come and talk about it, or in a different manner in strategic forums, but you don't want to have the courage and conviction to talk about the real issue of terrorism. Because that is what the policy, that is the basis of which Pakistan is based.
Let's get Shabana Fayyaz to answer this question. Shabana Fayyaz.
Yes, please.
Let me get in Dr. Shabana Fayyaz. Dr. Shabana Fayyaz, on March 6, 2004, what did Ashraf Qazi, the former DG of ISI, tell the Pakistan Senate? And this was something that was quoted by G. Parthasarthy, former High Commissioner to Pakistan. He said, we must not be afraid of admitting that the Jaish was involved in the deaths of thousands of innocent Kashmiris, bombing of the Indian Parliament, journalist Daniel Pearl's murder, and attempts on President Musharraf's life. Qazi said when he was participating in a debate in the Senate on Musharraf's address to the joint sitting of Parliament. Shabana Fayyaz, do you think Pakistan can still be in denial of the facts that were stated by the former DG of the ISI, who said this to your own Pakistan Senate?
I partly agree with your observations that Jaish-e-Mohammed is a proscribed organization in Pakistan on the charges of the terrorism, and it remains so. If you look at the Ministry of Interior webpage and the concern with the UN organization web pages, it is a proscribed organization. So the idea here is that we should be, I understand the Indian concerns and the atrocities, but what puzzles me is, as an analyst, is that what is stopping India from sharing the evidence with the Pakistan? We had the incidents earlier, we had the...
Well, let me tell you how much evidence has been shared.
So why India is...
Let me tell you, Dr. Fayyaz, Dr. Shabana Fayyaz,
without giving in to the talks with Pakistan. So there has to be the joint sharing of evidence.
Let me count for you the recent evidences that have been given.
There has to be a move to realize that
where is the trust going to come from, madam?
On anyone's soil.
Where is the trust going to come from, Dr. Shabana Fayyaz? For the Uri attacks, only 1 week after the attacks, the army arrested 2 POK nationals working as guides who were passing information to Jaish-e-Mohammed. That has been the evidence that India has handed over to Pakistan. As far as the Pathankot attacks are concerned, the investigating agencies have got calls that have been traced to Bhavalpur, in Pakistan, and that's been associated with the Jaish-e-Mohammed as well. Among other items recovered from the terrorists, a motivational note handling the Jaish-e-Mohammed was found. There is enough and more evidence. Even in Nagrota, Jaish-e-Mohammed notes and Afzal Guru Army's notes have been found. How much evidence has been passed on? What happens in return? Masood Azhar goes out and actually tells everybody on tape that there's not a single case against me in Pakistan. You're saying Jaish-e-Mohammed is a proscribed organization. He's virtually brandishing to the world that there's nothing against him in the state of Pakistan.
I must correct you here as well, madam. There are a number of cases, and Masood Azhar is on the watch list. And if you look into the independent investigative reports by the media and the Interpol, it suggests that there has been the operations going on with his agenda items and others. This is one thing. And second is that what happened in case of the earlier India-Pakistan joint collaboration is a total failure. We have to accept this fact. Whether we continue to label one another or whether we continue to use one terrorist incident as a move to build up pressure on the other side.
Dr. Fayyaz, that's the point that you're also saying the same thing. But my point, Dr. Fayyaz,
Anand, can I come in, please?
The point is that yes, Colonel Singh, coming to you, sir. Colonel Singh, coming to you, sir. I appreciate your patience. Just give me another 30 seconds. Please give me another 30 seconds. The fact is, Dr. Fayyaz, if you are so keen on ending terrorism, you know very well that India is not going to come onto the table till the time you act on terrorists and terrorism. Masood Azhar has been designated a terrorist by your own parliament, in your own parliament. Your own government says that we are on the lookout for him. Get him. Why can't you bring him to book? Why is Dawood Ibrahim thriving in Pakistan? What is the need for an Indian citizen and a criminal in India to thrive on your soil?
Anand, I partly agree
thrive
with
on
your
your soil.
statement.
Please.
We need to work together.
Why do we need to give you any evidence of Dawood Ibrahim? He's an Indian citizen who's fled our country. If you can find him and hand him over.
Pakistan element that is operating from its soil and through our neighborhood and trying to destabilize Pakistan.
Dr. Fayyaz, this is something which you will understand. You are saying, okay, Zakiur Rahman Lakhvi is a Pakistani citizen. Hafiz Saeed may be a Pakistani citizen, so you might have interest in trying to guard him and say that he's not been proven, they have not been proven criminals in Pakistan, so they continue to roam free. But why Dawood Ibrahim? Why Masood Azhar? Why Salahuddin? Why do you want these people on your soil? Just give them back to us. Let's start there. Let's start there. Why can't you do that?
We don't want any such elements on our
how
soil.
difficult is it?
This is a
Are you trying to say?
Misperception of India.
No.
I don't know how many blood loss do you people or
what are you saying, Dr. Fayyaz?
Dr.
Fayyaz, his house in Clifton, Karachi is like a tourist attraction. Every cab driver in Karachi will pass through the defense area in Clifton, Karachi and say, "Ye dekhiye, is gali ke andar Dawood Ibrahim rehta hai." and you're trying to say he is not there in Pakistan, in Karachi.
हमें तो आज तक नहीं
We
मिला,
called his
आनंद
residence.
साहब,
His
दाऊद
wife
इब्राहिम
picked
कहाँ
up and
रहता है?
said
हम
वो
भी
सो रहे
कराची के गराई
हैं.
हैं,
We
बहुत
called
वहाँ
his
जाते हैं.
residence.
हमें
We
तो आज
called
तक
his
नहीं मिला,
residence.
पता
We
नहीं
have the
आप कौन से
recordings
taxi
here.
driver को ढूंढते
Not
फिरते
just 6 months ago. 6-8 months ago, we called his residence in Clifton, Karachi. His wife said वो अभी सो रहे हैं. Okay, we have the numbers, and after that you said he is not in. The official position is he is not in Pakistan. But why are you harboring him? Please hand him out if you're so serious about terrorists. Why do you want a criminal, an Indian criminal on your soil? Why do you want him? Why should you want him?
We as a Pakistani,
it starts
I
from
will
there.
never
It starts
say
from
that
there.
we
You have
want
not
any
cooperated.
criminal
You have
on
not
our soil,
cooperated in
and I believe
extraditing and
it is
handing
not
him
in
back.
the interest
So why
of
should we
national
trust you on
interest
any
of
other
Pakistan
person?
to harbor or
Indian
to serve
citizens
any
who
such
have
criminal,
committed
we
acts
don't
of crime and
support it.
terror on our soil, why can't you hand them back to us first? Colonel Arasan Singh, that's where the problem is. Because their bluff and their lies are called there.
Anand, it is not as simple
When they are
as
harboring
that.
our
What happened
people
in
there,
case of
it starts
Pakistan,
from
in
there, Colonel Singh.
Balochistan,
It starts from there, Colonel Singh, and those are grounds to brand them a terror state. Those are grounds to brand them a terror state because even the civilian government has not shown the intent. Colonel Arasan Singh.
Look, Colonel from Pakistan, he made, he opened his remarks by saying we are victims of terror. Now, the fact of the matter is that Pakistan has a factory, huge jihadi factory. It is known to the world, who are actually seduced with the idea of pan-Islamic jihad. And then what the military intelligence establishment does is that it expects that they can turn this, pan-Islamic jihad indoctrination to the way they like. Now what has happened is that they have turned some of them, basically the Punjabis against India. They tried to do with the Pathans. Some Pathans refused to take the calling of the Pakistan military intelligence establishment and they have gone against them. Now, हिंदी में इसको मैं बोलूं कि आपने ये ग्लोबल जिहाद का ठेका नहीं ले रखा है, और जब ठेका लेंगे तो ये this recoil will be there. So don't say that you are victims of terrorism. We know why you are victims of terrorism. Now one very significant thing has happened, and I want people in India to understand this. I heard everybody saying that General Bajwa, he's from Baloch regiment. For God's sake, Baloch regiment is peopled by or it constitutes 80 to 90% Punjabis. So therefore the entire army, whether it is Sindh regiment or Baloch regiment, I know it is 60 to 70% Punjabis. The Punjabis are there in the army. The same Jaish-e-Mohammed and Lashkar-e-Toiba, two of your best regiments, by the way. Colonel, two of your best regiments, they also made up of Punjabis.
All
and
our regiments
Colonel,
regiments.
I also know that.
I
also know that.
You know nothing. You know nothing.
Your best regiments are Lashkar-e-Toiba and Jaish-e-Mohammed.
You twist facts and you want to deceive your audience.
Colonel Saab,
you can't justify that. You're talking nonsense.
Right?
Okay, tell me what is the percentage of Balochis in your Baloch regiment?
With you people.
You are from Baloch regiment. You tell me.
Logic or truth. And that is the reason you go on to eat crap and talk.
अरे भाई आप बता दो ना हमको. Tell me the fact.
Talking
what is the percentage of Balochis in Baloch regiment?
Is compound.
Why don't you tell me?
It has got 50% Baluch. You don't know anything. You don't know anything about you and your army.
And who?
You make justifications on wrong grounds. You are absolutely hollow on logic.
You are telling a lie. You are telling a lie.
No.
You are telling a lie.
Stand on. You are short of morality.
You have a majority of Punjabis in your Baloch regiment. Anyway,
but that's not
what?
Let's get to the main point.
वो तमाम दहशतगर्द आपके अपने मुल्क में बैठे हुए हैं. If you want to see the real face of terrorism,
तो सलाउद्दीन दाऊद इब्राहिम वहां क्या कर रहे हैं? लेफ्टिनेंट कर्नल शफकत सईद, सलाउद्दीन दाऊद इब्राहिम वहां क्या कर रहे हैं?
लेफ्टिनेंट कर्नल शफकत सईद, मसूद अजहर कैसे फ्री घूम रहे हैं?
What is the percentage of Sindhis in Sindh regiment and what is the percentage of Baloch in Baloch regiment?
लेफ्टिनेंट कर्नल
This panel is telling a lie.
शफकत लेफ्टिनेंट
चादी फैक्ट्री
ओके, लेफ्टिनेंट कर्नल शफकत सईद, लेफ्टिनेंट कर्नल शफकत सईद, एक छोटा सा सवाल है मेरा, छोटा सा सवाल है लेफ्टिनेंट कर्नल शफकत सईद। मसूद अजहर आपके यहाँ फ्री घूमते हुए क्या कर रहे हैं? जैश-ए-मोहम्मद ने कई अटैक्स किए हैं और ये फॉर्मर डीजी आईएसआई ने आपकी सेनेट को बताया है कि उन्होंने जैश-ए-मोहम्मद में क्या क्या किया।
Masood Azhar is a colonel of the regiment of Punjab regiment.
ये उनका स्टेटमेंट है, ऑन रिकॉर्ड है, उनका स्टेटमेंट ऑन रिकॉर्ड 2004 मार्च में है, आप देख लें।
आप 2004 से आगे क्यों नहीं चलती मैडम, आगे क्यों नहीं सोचती कि अब हम उस इरा में नहीं रह रहे?
मैं तो आज की बात कर रहा हूँ।
मैडम
नगरोटा पे आइए, डॉक्टर शबाना फैयाज, नगरोटा पे आइए, कहानी वहीं की वहीं रुकी हुई है जैश-ए-मोहम्मद पे।
ये मैडम ये जो मैडम ये फौजी अफसर जो आपके पास बैठे हुए हैं,
पाकिस्तान आगे नहीं बढ़ा।
मैडम ये फौजी अफसर
No, can you?
मैडम जो ये फौजी अफसर आपके साथ बैठे हुए हैं, दे अबैंडन फाइटिंग लॉन्ग बैक, दे आउटसोर्स्ड इट टू द जिहादीज। ये तो केवल कोट और टाई पहन के यहाँ बैठते हैं। द एक्चुअल फाइटिंग इज डन बाय मेन ऑफ जैश-ए-मोहम्मद, लश्कर तोयबा। अरे आपने अपनी फौज को ये आपको क्या धोखा दे रहे हैं? आपकी फौज, आपको इस बात का एहसास नहीं है।
You have not understood jihad. You know nothing about jihad.
There is no regiment. There is no regiment.
Right. To all my panelists, Colonel Anand Singh, Lieutenant Colonel Shafqat Saeed, please. No. Sir, you find your voice. You find your voice when it comes to the uniform. Let me ask you this, and this is a question that has been met with rhetoric, with dodging and with silence. The straightforward question, Dr. Fayyaz, I am talking about the present. And when no, Colonel Anand Singh, please wait. Colonel Anand Singh, please wait. No, please wait. You may call them whatever names, and I do not want to indulge in name calling tonight. But Major General G.D. Bakshi and Ambassador Parthasarthy, the first question that you asked Ambassador Parthasarthy is what was said by the DGISI in Parliament. The next question that I asked them, and they have still not found a valid answer, is what are Indian citizens and criminals in India like Salahuddin, not Masood Azhar, like Salahuddin and Dawood Ibrahim still doing in Pakistan? Salahuddin was seen recently with Hafiz Saeed. Masood Azhar has been making statements in the media. Dawood Ibrahim still roams all around and with ISI protection and military protection and state protection. Why are these Indian criminals in Pakistan, if Pakistan claims to be a victim of terrorism and is waging a war on terror, Ambassador Parthasarthy, and that's where their bluff is called? That's where, with that simple example, why can't this government turn around and say the world should call Pakistan a state sponsor of terrorism, a state sponsor of criminals, a state sponsor of drug lords and the mafia? It's very easy. They have our people there who are wanted by our law.
Let me tell my friend, मेरी बात तो सुनिए कर्नल साहब. कर्नल साहब आपने बहुत बोल दिया. I have talked only once. And I did not use any language you found objectionable. Let me say one thing very clearly, that people across India have had enough of terrorism. Don't expect any dialogue from us till you fulfill an assurance which General Musharraf gave Mr. Vajpayee on January 4, 2004. The assurance said, and this is in writing in the John Declaration, that territory under Pakistan's control will not be used for terrorism against India. It was only after that assurance by Musharraf that the dialogue was resumed. Now, just a minute, please.
Being used even today.
You may say it is not.
It is not even being used today.
Please ask the...
Who will believe you, Lieutenant Colonel Shafqat Saeed? Who will believe you?
Please ask the French. Please ask the Russians.
Don't believe me.
Please
but
ask
I
the
will
Russians.
tell you what is on
Nobody
ground.
believes you. Don't forget. You don't. One last one. one last thing. Remember, India is not alone in this. Second, you have a new US
Yes.
president called Donald Trump. And 2 days ago, a young man who spent the bulk of his life in Pakistan went on a killing spree in the name of Islam in the United States. Trump is not going to take all these people from Pakistan doing all this. Third point I would like to make is that this is a wide consensus. So, India will not be returning to business as usual till Pakistan fulfills the assurance that President Musharraf gave us on January 4th, 2004. You please take that as granted and tell all your friends. The second point we will do, firstly, SARC has been sidelined. SARC has been sidelined. We're moving to
malicious
a
design.
You have no
That
place
was your
in
design
South
since
Asia.
1980.
Not mine. The Afghan.
Lieutenant Colonel Shafqat Saeed.
Just a minute.
Lieutenant Colonel Shafqat Saeed.
Resolution.
साल
Please,
बनी
please,
आपकी
please.
मर्जी के खिलाफ थी. You cannot
Please listen.
imagine any
देखिए,
way
Please
they were at level
listen.
with the
बात
rest
तो
of the
सुनिए भाई
countries.
साहब. The resolution.
You want to stay big brother.
Please,
You
please
don't know
listen to me.
bilateralism.
The resolution.
You don't understand equality.
Lieutenant Colonel
You
Shafqat
are
Saeed.
so
Lieutenant Colonel Shafqat
intoxicated
Saeed.
by your
Have you
size.
decided?
General.
आप अपने
Lieutenant Colonel
भाई,
Shafqat Saeed.
General Saab. General
Lieutenant
Saab.
Colonel Shafqat
It was
Saeed,
not-
have you decided that all you want to do is shout and not talk? Have you decided
Colonel
that you
Saab,
want to
Shafqat
dodge the
Saeed.
questions that will hurt you, that the questions will put you in a corner? Then please go ahead and do that, because you are an intelligent man, you are a defense analyst. Please,
I'm having a cough, but let me tell you.
Ambassador Parthasarthy is trying to state facts and prevail upon the saner minds, the wisdom of the saner minds of the panel from Pakistan. So Lieutenant Colonel Shafqat Saeed, you decide what you want to do. Do you want to hide behind rhetoric? Do you want to hide behind name calling? Or do you want to really turn up and say it's time that Pakistan gets its act together and curbs this menace of terrorism and stops handing guns and bombs and grenades in the hands of
We are not
18,
handing any
20-year-old
guns.
impressionable minds,
This is all
training
false
them
flags,
and sending
simple.
them here. Because whoever is doing that is doing you and doing us a great
all
disservice.
simple
Major General G.D.
false
Bakshi.
flag operations.
Major General G.D.
Colonel
Bakshi.
Shafqat Saeed.
Lieutenant Colonel Shafqat Saeed.
Indian response is going to be different.
Sir, and Colonel Asad Mahmood coming to you also. Major General G.D. Bakshi.
कर्नल साहब मैं बड़ी
मेजर
इज्जत से
जनरल
बात
जी.डी.
कर रहा हूं आपसे. देखिए, आपने गरेबान में झांके. Please look within. Why is it that the people and Afghanistan are sick and tired of your shenanigans? Why is it that the people of Bangladesh refuse to send their home minister to your SAARC conference? Why did Nepal not come? Why did Sri Lanka not come? The whole of this region is sick and tired of your policy of using, terrorists as instruments of state policy. You have alienated not only your entire neighborhood, it's come so bad that if any terrorist incident takes place anywhere in the world, it can straight away be traced back to Pakistan, whether it is a pressure cooker, guy learning who's exploding, putting explosives in pressure cooker and exploding them on the streets of Manhattan, he's traced back to Quetta. Whether it is that Somali boy who's wielding a knife and going on a lone attacker spree, he's traced back to Pakistan. Isn't it time to look within? How have you managed
That's
to
the point,
eliminate
Colonel Asad Mahmood.
not only the SAARC region, but the entire world?
Colonel
अब मैं
Asad
आपसे चिल्ला नहीं रहा हूं,
Mahmood, isn't
साहब.
it time
मैं
to
बड़े प्यार
look
से बात कर रहा
within?
हूं.
Isn't it time to look within, Colonel Asad Mahmood, because that is something that not only India but the rest of the world is also experiencing. Why is the United Nations talking about Masood Azhar being declared as an international terrorist? Why is Masood Azhar roaming around free in your country?
You people have done so much.
Where is the instability within India?
You are the one. You are the one who
So Sri Lanka has an internal problem, India has an internal problem, but Pakistan has no problem.
Talk about Pakistan.
That is the
No, no,
problem.
no.
And
Navika.
let me tell you, you say
Navika.
that you are not going to have any dialogue, whether it is comprehensive or composite. If you people are not
India should
interested,
not have a
Where
dialogue
is
with
the
the terrorist
question
state.
of a dialogue?
with us.
On a day, 7 of our soldiers have been martyred. Where is the
Just to
question of a
dialogue
dialogue, Colonel
with
Asad
murderers,
Mahmood?
killers?
What dialogue do you expect?
Pakistan, listen. In Pakistan, more than
It's a
60,000
terror
people
state.
have been killed because of the terrorism, and that terrorism actually has been backed
Colonel
by India.
Asad,
You
Colonel
believe it
Asad,
or don't believe
if you
it,
start
but
quoting
yes, we
facts,
know
if you
it.
start
You're-
quoting
you're
numbers,
even- you're
it's an endless list on
even-
our
no,
side.
even-
Let me
even-
ask you this question again.
No,
Can you
the
answer
problem
this?
is even-
Can you answer this
even-
question?
even-
Can you answer
even-
this
even-
question,
even-
Colonel
even-
Asad?
even-
Colonel
Navika.
Asad, if you have
Even-
lost so
no,
many
no,
people to
Navika.
terrorism in Pakistan,
Okay.
if you have lost so
Navika.
many people to terrorism in Pakistan, Colonel Asad,
Yeah.
coming to you, Colonel Arasan Singh, coming to you, sir. If you have lost so
and
many people
behind
to terrorism in
all those,
Pakistan,
like India is-
why
Why
do you
don't
need?
you learn?
Why do you need? Why do you need? Why do you
Yes,
need? Why do you
your
need
state
Indian
actors,
criminals
your
too?
state
Why do you
actors
need
are
Indian
working
terrorists
against
too?
Pakistan
Why do you need
all the
Salahuddin
time.
and Dawood
And also
Ibrahim?
the problem
Why
is
do you
why?
need
Because we have
Jaish-e-Mohammed and
started
Masood Azhar?
eliminating those
Just hand
elements.
them over to us. We will
We
bring
have
them to
started
justice if your
eliminating
courts
those
can't.
elements in
We will
Pakistan.
bring them to justice. Let's
We
work
have
together to
beaten you
curb
in-
and end
in
terrorism.
I want to answer you.
We have beaten
I want
you
to
in
answer you.
Karachi.
Arey, Colonel
We have
Asad,
beaten India
Colonel
in
Asad, this
Khyber
browbeating
Pakhtunkhwa.
won't work.
That is the
This
problem.
browbeating
No, this
won't
is what I
work,
wanted
Colonel
to tell
Asad.
you.
This browbeating
No,
won't
actually,
work.
you are running away
You
from
might want to
reality.
try and look good on television. You're not. You're actually
Colonel
doing your
Asad
grave.
और
Mahmood.
फिर कहे कि
not happening.
Colonel Asad Mahmood.
Arasan Singh.
Every time a question is
You
asked
feed
of you,
milk to
you
snakes.
refuse to answer it.
You
The
keep
given-
snakes in your backyard
Colonel Asad
in the
Mahmood.
fond hope that they will bite only your neighbors. They will bite you.
Exactly.
They will bite you, my friend. Don't have this narrative
Because
of
you've made
victimhood.
terror.
You are the one. India is the one who want to become the regional superpower.
So when you point that one finger at us on the screen, you've got three pointing back at you. My case is rested. I rest my case.
Anand,
Colonel
can I
Asad
come
Mahmood.
on?
I will
Colonel
end,
Asad
I
Mahmood,
will
calm
end with
down.
one comment.
Yes, Colonel Arasan Singh, Colonel Arasan Singh, Saurabh Shukla, and Ambassador Parthasarthy coming to you, sir.
Anand,
Colonel
I
Arasan
want to
Singh,
make-
quickly, sir.
I-
Yes,
I
sir.
want to make a point.
Saurabh, allow Colonel Arasan Singh 30 seconds and then I'll come to you, Saurabh. Yes, Colonel Singh.
Anand,
Go on, Colonel
on a
Arasan
day
Singh.
when we have lost, Anand, on a day when we have lost our brave soldiers today, this English from the Pakistani delegation, it hurts me. It hurts me. It cannot be the usual English today, and this colonel should know. You lost East Pakistan because you had unleashed terrorists from the Jamaat-e-Islami. Have you forgotten Al-Shams and Al-Badr Brigade? Listen, yaar. You don't know your history.
Yes, we no.
You know from where do you conjure these names?
We have suffered because.
No, where do you conjure these names? Al-Shams, Al-Badr,
That is the problem.
Zarbe.
Right.
Colonel Singh.
Colonel
Colonel Singh and
Colonel
Colonel
Saab, please.
Colonel Singh and Colonel
Your
Mahmood.
English
We
hurts
have
me
limited
today.
time.
You
No,
cannot
we have
couch
limited
jihad.
time. We have
You
limited
cannot
time.
couch
The
jihad
point is, sir, their
in
actions.
your English.
No, their actions, their words are hurting.
Your English
Their
is
actions,
not
their
a
words
sign
are
of
hurting.
any moderation.
But what's standing?
You
No.
cannot
Colonel Singh,
couch
please.
your
Colonel
jihad
Singh. Colonel
in
Singh.
the English language.
Colonel Singh. Colonel
Today
Singh,
we
they
have
can't.
lost
Colonel
men.
Singh, they
I
can't.
can't put
Colonel
up with this
Mahmood.
English.
Colonel Mahmood. No. Colonel Mahmood, for a man in uniform, there is honor in wearing the uniform. There is integrity about wearing the uniform, no
gentlemen,
matter
I
which
did
country
not
soldier
say
you are.
anything
Colonel
bad for your
Asad,
guests,
Colonel
but
Asad,
as
please hear me
far
out.
as far
Colonel
as
Asad,
your
please hear me out.
and as
Colonel
far as
Asad,
your
please hear me
colonel is
out.
concerned,
Please maintain
they
that
have
decorum.
been insulting
Please try and
personally,
reciprocate
and
the
that is
respect that
very,
I'm trying to
bad.
give you on a day where I do not want to, sir, because I'm hurting because my soldiers are being killed. Let me ask you this, sir.
We too
If you
are
are such a
very
big
hurt.
victim
We
of
too are
terrorism
hurt
and if your
very
country
badly
has had enough of
What are you
terrorism,
doing to
work
fight?
with India to
Please
end it.
remember one more
Work
thing.
with India to end it. Hand over Salahuddin, hand over Masood Azhar, hand over Lakhvi and hand over Dawood Ibrahim. Let's start with the Indians who are sitting on your soil. Hand them back first. We will bring them to justice and we'll tell you how to fight terror. We will tell you how to fight terror. Saurabh Shukla, last word.
Stop playing the victim card, Colonel
They will
Asad
never do
Mahmood,
it.
because
India
if
has
you
to
were
make
serious
sure
about
it has
fighting
to
terror,
sensitize the world
Jaish-e-Mohammed,
about Pakistan being a terrorist
would not
state. We have
perpetrate
a US president who can come along with India to fight
we don't need a
Pakistan
US
for the
president.
terrorism.
Let me tell you.
Prime Minister
Let me tell you
Narendra
something
Modi
as we
needs to
wind up
make
this
sure
debate.
that he engages
As we
Donald
wind up
Trump
this
to
debate,
fight
let me tell our panelists and let me tell our guests from Pakistan one thing. This should be enough for the government of India to make their case and rest their case. Dawood Ibrahim is in Pakistan. Salahuddin is in Pakistan. Indian criminals are in Pakistan and they are enjoying state protection. Masood Azhar and Jaish-e-Mohammed, designated terrorist outfit by the Pakistan government, in the Pakistan parliament, in the Senate, by a former DG ISI, they continue to prosper in Pakistan. These are cases enough to tell the world that Pakistan should be deemed a terror state if they don't give them up, because they are not serious about ending terrorism. Until then, we should not talk to them, we should not look at them, and we should tell them, you are going to be isolated, you remain where you are till you hand back these criminals and we bring them to justice. Because if you want to fight terrorism, let's do it together. If you don't want to, let's not talk.
And make a beginning with Masood Azhar, with the Jaish-e-Mohammed and the Lashkar-e-Toiba. That will give the world the message that Pakistan is even seriously contemplating handling terror on their soil.
To all our panelists, thank you very much for joining us on this debate.
Do you expect